What's up? Let's see if this works. I don't think anybody's in yet. This is just a pop-up. I am popping it up to see if my internet works. Now there's nobody in yet. So I'm just giving a minute to see if anybody pops in. Hello, LP. Can you see me, LP? Can you hear me? Am I a robot? We're testing out the internet. Is it working? Hi, Hedgehog Homestead. Hey, can you hear me? Am I a robot? Do I look fine? We're testing out internet on this live. Trying to see if, yes, you can see me and hear me. Oh, praise Jesus. Praise him. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, how's everybody doing? So I'm testing out the internet tonight to see if I'm able to do lives again. Rebecca, I can't hear you and see. Am I frozen? Oh no, am I frozen, y'all? Hi, Chris. Chris, can you hear me? Can you see me? We're testing internet tonight. Rebecca, you said you can't see me or hear me. Is that the case? Can you not see me? Am I here? Am I a robot? I'm going to just do the robot until somebody responds to say, no, Casey, you're not a robot. So everything is fine. Okay. The visual is a little blurry and glitchy, but I see you and you're not frozen. Great. We're working on stepping up in the world to be able to do lives on the homestead. So y'all, story time while we're on internet. So when we first moved to this homestead, we had AT&T internet. And it was good. It went out twice, but all in all, I was able to do the lives because every live that y'all saw where I was here, I was on AT&T. Well, I got aggravated and I got bougie and I canceled. Excuse me, get some water. Canceled AT&T. Well, one, because the internet had gone out and I ended up losing my job, which I worked from home, but that wasn't the point. So I canceled AT&T and called in. I had been getting flyers about this company called HughesNet. Well, HughesNet, they swore up and down, yeah, we're the best internet for the farmer and da. It has been terrible. It has been the worst internet, and the worst part is, yes, Casey's canceling things out. Show Liz. But the worst thing about HughesNet is that you're under a contract. So even if I wanted to cancel, even though I had signed up with HughesNet saying, hey, I'm a YouTuber, hey, I work from home, I have to be able to stream. They were like, oh, yeah, you can do that. It was the smooth talking sales guy, y'all. Let me tell you, I'm a family channel, so I'm not going to say some of the things that I'm wanting to say about him now, but he smooth talked me into believing him that this was the best internet, and it is not. It is probably the worst rural internet. It is the worst. And they don't care about you. You know when you call in to a company? Oh, I would never, Chris. I love you too much. But you know when you call into a company and you're on that hold music and they're like, your call is important to us. Now, hi, Prepper 101. Now, when I hear your call is important to us on the calls, I'm like, no, it's not. Don't lie to me over this telephone. Don't lie to me over this telephone. So that's pretty much what I did all day yesterday with HughesNet to then come to find out that there is a huge cancellation fee, um, which I'm not paying. So we stuck with this. And luckily, I was talking to my friend Leanne over at the Mennonite Farmhouse, and she said she worked off of her hotspot on her lives. Now, I was like, I don't really know how to do that, but Leanne talked me through it. And because of the internet, I haven't quite gotten back to her, but I've looked it up. And that's what I'm doing tonight. So I bought, you see that green light, y'all? I bought a Wi-Fi booster. I'm on my hotspot on my phone, and my computer is Wi-Fi'd to the hotspot and not HughesNet. So we're hoping that this is going to work and it's going to let me do it. I want to talk to you about Cars Extended Warranty. I don't actually have a car. So, oh, that was a joke. I was real confused for a second. I was really, really confused. I was like, I don't have a car. I live on a homestead and I ride a cloud of fairy dust. So yes, Prepper 101. You can talk to me about the car's warranty. I ain't gonna know what you're talking about. And I'll probably be like breaking up. But no, that's what I'm working on tonight is I'm working on my hotspot. Thank you, Verizon Wireless, for being somewhat reliable. Somewhat. I ain't gonna say completely, say somewhat. Chris, you great. But yes, so how is everybody doing? I don't really prepare anything because I didn't honestly think that my live would go this far. I didn't think the internet was gonna last this long. Y'all, I have been doing a lot of harvesting. I'm so excited because this is the first year that we've had a garden the size that we do now. It's about 3,000 square foot. I missed all of y'all, Chris. I missed you especially. Still kind of like slowly figuring out how to work the Wi-Fi here and upload videos. And the videos are changing a little bit. I'm going to be doing Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for full videos, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for shorts. But yeah, so this is the first time having a big giant garden. Funny story is, for y'all that don't know, I am one of the co-hosts on the podcast Around the Hay Bale, and we pre-shoot. We've already shot our second season. We're about to start shooting our third, but the second season is slowly coming out, and it was reminding me as I was harvesting and listening to the podcast, which you should totally do, that me and my friend Alicia were talking about when she had like a bumper crop of cucumbers. And I was like, oh my God, it's kind of triggering to like see cucumbers, to like really to be like, to think cucumbers. And I was like, nah. I said, our family eats so many pickles and relish and all that kind of stuff. We're not gonna have enough pickles. You can't have too many. Hi, Andale. Let me tell you, Andale, we're testing out my internet. So I'm on low quality. I may be a little fuzzy, but we struggling through to see if this internet's gonna work. Because then I can have you back on. Because when I was supposed to have you on, that's when my internet crashed. Okay, so back to my story. So we were, me and Alicia were talking about cucumbers, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna probably plant, I don't know, maybe like 14 plants of cucumbers. And Alicia's like, is you crazy? Is you crazy, man? And I was like, no, we'll be fine. We love cucumbers. We love pickles. Y'all, let me tell you, have you ever had deep fried pickles? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Well, wait, hold on. Deep fried cucumbers or deep fried pickles? Because deep fried pickles every day of my life. Deep fried cucumbers, no, but I'm open to try. I'm open and willing. But to talk about cucumbers, yesterday, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted that I literally just went out to the garden just to like harvest a couple things. Like, I just wanted to shoot like a quick reel. Like, I wanted to do something stupid quick and go back in the house because it's like 100 degrees. Well, I'll be darned if there were 75 pounds of cucumbers to be harvested. And that was along with squash and zucchini. Hi, Dragonfly Ozarks Homestead girl. What's up? But that was along with squash and zucchini and eggplant. The eggplant has been going crazy, so I definitely recommend growing eggplant. But going out to the garden for just a quick reel turned into, now I was like, okay, what do I need to do to harvest it? And yes, pickles galore. Um, but I was a terrible homesteader, and I'm still in the process of moving fully from the Tucker location to here. And we got all the furniture, but all of my canning jars are still at my mother's house. Well, hello, Tony. Hi, Tony. We are testing out my internet to see if it's working. Tony, can you see me? Tony, can you hear me? Y'all got me singing on this live. But yeah, so I haven't moved my canning jars here. So, well, most of them. So I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to make pickles? Because all I had here was like 55 quart jars that this woman had left and that I had dumped and cleaned and sterilized and all that kind of stuff. And I already made like 8 quarts of pickles, but I wanted to do more pints. I know, right, girl? I need to get on. Let me just, this one I have to put up because shame on me. I am a homesteading YouTuber and podcaster. I should have known better. Um, and I didn't stock up on my pickle seasoning. And I'm like, oh my God, I have 75 pounds of pickles that I need to start pickling. What am I going to do? Same thing for the squash and the eggplants. But because I wanted to try something new, I actually started dehydrating. Anybody in here that dehydrates their veggies? Because let's talk about it. I bet you have, girl. You've been canning your booty off. I'm trying to. I'm like, I have my seasoning coming from Amazon tomorrow. And then I have jars that I found, and I went to a Goodwill to get some like odds and end jars until mom, brother Chris, and Tara come this weekend and bring all the rest of my jars. You dehydrate. Yes. Okay. So let's talk. Let me get comfortable. Get a sip of my ice cold water. So I have dehydrated sliced eggplants, cucumbers, like the rounds, like the circular rounds, um, eggplant, squash, zucchini, and I had some tomatoes that were going bad, so I sliced those. Now talk to me. How do I reuse dehydrated stuff? Because I've dehydrated stuff and then I've turned it into powder, but I've never like just dehydrated and saved it. Now I did breed to vacuum seal it, which I did. I'll actually go grab that. All right, y'all, I brought stuff to talk about. Okay, so I did the eggplants, and again, this was just tester, but this right here was about like, that was like 4 or 5 eggplants. Like I knew soups, got it. I knew that they were gonna shrink. I didn't know from 5 eggplants to this, which I guess is good. And then I actually like vacuum sealed the squash and the cucumber. And let me tell you, crazy thing is, y'all, this right here, I know it doesn't look like it, but this is 1 whole squash and 1 whole zucchini. So kind of like a squash zucchini casserole. This is all you need. But soups, okay, powders, casseroles, yes. I've heard about an eggplant like dip, kind of like a hummus. Has anybody ever made that? Like an eggplant, I don't even know what you would call it, eggplant spread. Because let me tell you, our ranch powder on those chips, which these or all of them, because ranch powder I can do. My friend Alicia over at Country with Mama Musing has taught me how to make homemade ranch powder. But I've heard about this eggplant spread that I really want to try it, only because our eggplants are doing so crazy. Yes, on hummus, but no on eggplant hummus. Tony, do you not like eggplant? Because I didn't at first either, but now I'm in love and it is so good. And I also found a soup, okay, because y'all know I'm a booker. I've learned from like the old school homesteaders that when you prep your pantry, you should also prep your bookshelves. And I probably should hashtag that. But I found a recipe for an eggplant soup, which is eggplant, tomato, garlic, onion, and heavy cream. And I'm like, yes, please. Like, can I have some tonight? So I'm trying to like get eggplant frozen or dehydrated so that I can make the soup. Is correct. You can put ranch and no on eggplants. You can use tasting. Hi, Tammy. Tammy, I actually thought about you today because the soup that I was just talking about, I was like, I need to go ahead and make that. Right, Andel? It sounds delicious. The soup that I was going to make was the eggplant, tomato, garlic, onion, heavy cream, and then you blend it up. So it's like a creamy tomato bisque kind of feel to it. And I was like, ooh, I need to make it and can it. And my mom's like, you can't can milk. And I'm like, girl, I'm a rebel canner. Don't tell me what I can do. But I do follow guidelines. Let me just say that before I get read for filth in the comments. But yeah, Tammy, I had thought about you with that. Okay, you don't like, okay, Tony, I was about to be like, what you got against my eggplants? But you don't like it. I can respect that. Now, you ain't had it the way that I've made it. I've made an eggplant assisi that is like mic drop kind of good. And what else did I? Oh, this year, y'all, I have grown. Glenda over at Grace and Fire, one of my good buddies, my good Judies, she sent me seeds for something called Chinese noodle beans. I had never heard of them before. I looked them up and I was like, oh, interesting. They're like maybe 14, 16 inches long purple beans. I was like, hey, oh, I may do that. I may do that, Tammy, but we're not going to tell my mom that I was wrong. We're just going to let her think I was right. But the Chinese noodle beans are long ones. And she sent me the seeds. Well, she graciously sent me like 30 packets of seeds. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try them. Hi, Nisi. So I put them in the ground. It was a direct sow. And them things is going crazy, y'all. Have any of y'all heard of Chinese noodle beans? Do any of y'all grow Chinese noodle beans? In the Chizat. In the Chizat. Yes, Nisi, we love you. What, girl? Dehydrating salsa? Oh, Christina, you have got to try these Chinese noodle beans. DM me because I'm gonna send you some seeds for next year because you need to try some because they are so good. But Miss Andale, you've never got them neither. Oh my God, they are so good. I put them in a stir fry that I did and really just cooked them in like garlic and onions and olive oil. And y'all, it was so good. I was like, Linda, you got it, girl. These things is good. But let me just say, I'm going back. I'm gonna put the comment on the screen. You are dehydrating salsa. Now, let me preface this by saying I did just read about dehydrating your homemade bone broth and then using it as a powder to make meals in a jar, which I am going to talk about meals in a jar because I brought some stuff out. But is that kind of, the feel of it, Christina, is like the salsa to turn into like a salsa powder that you add into meals in a jar, or is it just to preserve? Oh, you do broth too. Right, Nisi? That's what I'm trying to say. Interesting. Interesting. No, the broth I actually read, and there's actual like inserts that you can buy for your dehydrators that are called like jelly sheets or jelly rolls. I can't remember what it's called. But they have little ledges so you can pour liquid in there to dehydrate. Now, I have had a friend that has dehydrated homemade mashed potatoes. How in the world do you do dehydrated broth? Miss Andale, are you ready for your mind to be blown? And I'll send you the link so you don't think I'm just talking out of my patootie. But, so there are these inserts that you put into your dehydrator, whether it's oblong or round. Nisi, your mind's about to be blown too. So they're the inserts, and they're like a gel pad. Like the silicone ones that you can cook cookies on, and they're like bendable, that kind of stuff. That goes in your dehydrator, and they have like a ledge that's like this big, so that you can pour a even layer of liquid. So this woman that I'm not going to shout her out because I have not tried this yet, and I don't want to shout out people unless I've tried it and approved it. But she said you pour the liquid in, fruit leather trays. See, I knew you would know, and I'm going to keep them up here. Ooh. Nisi and Dale, look these up on Amazon. They're amazing. So you pour the liquid in on these sheets that has a ledge you can pour to, and then you dehydrate, and it's a lot less time. I think they said it was only like 10 to 12 hours. And then it makes like this hard rock cookie kind of feel thing. And then you crumble it to powder, and you can put it in a jar and air seal that with your vacuum sealer, or you can make it into meals in a jar, which is what I want to talk about, because y'all know I say this all the time, that I'm the newbie homesteader and that I'm kind of learning as I'm going. Most people already know about this company. I've recently learned, probably I've learned about them for the past like 6 months now, but I've bought some of their stuff, well, a lot of their stuff. It's all in my pantry. And I want to talk about it. And it's AGAINNNN Farms. This is one of my favorites right here. This is like right here. Okay. So the ones that I brought the cheese blend powder. And I bought, now, I am not a vegetarian vegan by any means. So I'm going to start off by saying that. But this was cheaper, so I bought it. And let me just say, it don't taste just like the ground beef. Okay? So for those that have not done freeze-dried or dehydrated foods, or are watching this back on the replay and that kind of stuff, I just ordered the butter powder and the peanut butter powder, and the honey powder and the milk powder and the chocolate powder, and I ordered like 30. Not because every time I mention stuff like this on my YouTube stuff, people like, I'll get, the haterade people that are like that I'm a doomsday like prepper kind of thing. It's not that. I'm just trying to be prepared. And I like making meals in a jar as gifts during the holiday season. As a homesteader, listen, for the homesteaders that have a ton of money that they can just throw around and buy tons and tons and tons of gifts, props to you. I'll send you my address after the live. But most of us are living debt-free, and we want to keep it that way, meaning that we don't want to have credit cards to put stuff on. We don't want to have personal loans that you take out from a bank to pay for gifts. And one thing that I can do that's kind of like a dual purpose, going to be creating meals in jars again. Yeah, right, Nisi? Is that I like to get these kind of things not only just for myself and me and mom and brother Chris and sis Tara, but she says, Doomsday Prepper, I'm okay. As long as I can get like a VIP card, I'm down. I'm Doomsday. But with these meals in a jar, they can, one, be for you and your family, but also great gifts. Like, who doesn't, like, for people that don't live the lifestyle that we live, to get a gift like that, at first, some may be like, oh, thanks. But then when you know what hits the fan, and that's what they got in their fridge or in their pantry, you can send me a nice little thank you card via the pigeon. Okay? But one thing that I love about AGAINNNN Farms thing that I noticed on the back is they have, I don't even know if it's going to show for y'all, recipes. Now, me too, and me too. I feel comfortable. I feel secure. I feel better about myself. But I have learned a lot of easy meal in a jar recipes that I'm probably going to do videos on coming up throughout the fall. And we're going to talk about them on, if you're not a part of our beginner homesteading 101 group on Facebook, y'all, we're almost at 40,000 members, which is crazy. But these things are good to have in your pantry, period. And there's a lot of great recipes. If you buy bulk pasta, making a pasta dish with some cheese, some milk powder, some butter powder, some ground beef or the fake ground beef that I have, it's great. I actually made a lot of funeral potatoes that I learned from my friend Alicia over at Country Mama Musing. And they were so delicious. And they're so easy. It's like you add 3 cups of boiling water to it. And you let it sit, and then you bake it. Let me see. Okay. Plus, they're easy meals. Yes, Nisi, they are. White shirt. Did he for real? I saw that on their site, and I'm like, why are y'all selling me rice more expensive when I can get a 50-pound bag of rice for like $10? Settle down. When are you doing your lives again? I'm going to try every Wednesday and maybe every Saturday mornings because I'm trying to get my watch hours. So now that I know that this kind of works and y'all can kind of see me and I can kind of be funny and blurry, then we may try every Wednesday and Thursday. Yes, probably. So yes, Tony, Wednesday and possibly Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings, I'm going to try in the garden for at least the gardening season. But back to my meal in the jars. The best thing that I learned is how to make these meals in the jars because you add these ingredients that you can get from August Farm, and it's not just August Farm that you can get them from. There's Nutristore, there is Mountain Man, I think is what they're called. There's a lot of other Hugo Hills or Hoosier Hill Farms, I think is what they're called. I had just found that August Farm is the most cost effective for the quality that you get. And for those that don't know, I'm very outspoken about this. I am a very proud recipient of food stamps here in Georgia. And August Farms takes food stamps on Amazon. So you can use your stamps to get food that will last you for up to 25 years, y'all. And that is if you don't open it. Now, as you can see, I have opened mine and still have an oxygen absorber in there. You're supposed to take those out. I done forgot. But what I also like to do that I'm going to be doing this weekend when Mom and Sis Tar get here, because when the 3 of us get together, we like to be in the kitchen and do stuff, is I like to then make a lot of jar meals, but also put some in jars, like do a quart jar full of this and then air seal it with my food saver. So that will do up to 10 years. 10 years is not the same as 25, but win some, you lose some. Okay. I have a Trader Joe's seasoning mix recipe. Shut up. DM me. Sugar, rice, and beans don't need it. Right. I just have them in a 5-gallon bucket, literally. And when now, I will say that what I do can bean-wise is I make a chili mix, which I do a mix of kidney and black, sometimes pinto, and I cook them and then I can those as a mix. So then when I make chili, I'm just dumping that can in there. So that is really the off-the-wall prepper. Hey, we was just talking about you. Sugar. But that's the only reason I really can my beans. I'm trying to think of any other one. Oh, no. I can't. I do a homemade baked beans with pinto and brown sugar and mustard and blah, 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 blah. And I do can those because like for like summer season, like right now, even though I don't have them in there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, hi Annie's Kitchen, hi boo, good morning. I'm guessing it's morning there by you because it's not here. Um, is that it is so easy to have these baked beans, pop them open, put them in an Instapot, saute them, heat them up. Um, yes, I need more cans of sugar in my life because I'm not sweet enough. It was good seeing you, Nisi. Thank you for stopping by. Saving them up. Yes. You came in. I had been showing like half of my pantry right now because I haven't really stocked my pantry fully because we're still moving everything in. I'm unboxing and ordering and all that good stuff. Is Augustin Farm prep stuff. And I've been kind of like looking into, because spoiler alert, on the podcast, we are going to be doing a kind of an off-grid challenge. So we've been reaching out to different companies to sponsor the podcast for Why Am I So Blurry? I don't know, because my internet sucks. Reaching out to companies to send us some off-grid stuff because I believe, let me finish my statement before I deal with you. I feel that all homesteaders should have certain off-grid stuff in the case of the big 1-2 happens. You know what I'm saying? Juggle them, please. We need some juggling. It's still kind of heavy. That's all you get. Because that just hit my chest. They're sensitive now. But prepping, yes, important. And we preach that all the time on our podcast. And I think a lot of the YouTube trolls that will, jump on the comments and say, oh, you're doomsday, or you're a fear mongerer. I've heard that one a lot. They're gonna be the ones hungry. This is not me trying to fear monger anybody. This is not me trying to be like, the world is ending if you don't do this. I'm just saying, if you want to be a smart, intelligent human being or a smart, intelligent homesteader, maybe listen to some of the tips and tricks that us on the podcast with over 20 years experience have. Just saying. Yes, it is. Let me tell you, I only moved like 2 hours from where I was before. I was in kind of like the Atlanta area before we moved here. So we moved 2 hours southeast. And one, I changed garden zones. Two, it's hotter than you know what. And because it's so hot, this is the crazy part, and this is probably TMI, but the nips get a little bit more sensitive when it gets hot. So when I'm out there gardening, it's like the funny thing is the bees are always in my cucumbers, and I have to like shoo them off so I can pick. And most of the time they're like right here, like they know, like, we know your nips are sensitive. Keep messing with our area and we'll see what we can do to you. So that was my TMI moment for the night, y'all. Just be prepared. Thank you. Thank you. That is all we are trying to say. For those who are watching this back on the replay, let me look into the camera. That is all we're trying to say. Be prepared. Be prepared. And tune in to Round the Hay Bale every Mondays at 9 p.m. Central, 9 a.m. Central. Hi, Monica. Monica, I was just pitching our season 2 and talking about how we talk about prepping and how it's important. And I was talking about Augustin Farms. Monica, do you think your kids would try this if it was out there and put for nacho bars? Ooh, I like that. Don't be scared, be prepared. Yes, Monica, StreamYard after all, because YouTube was not doing it. But you think your kids would eat that? Would they try it? If you didn't tell them, if we didn't tell them, because I'm gonna have multiple meats. For y'all that don't know, this is me talking to Monica. Monica's coming to visit in a bit. Stay tuned for the videos. They are beef snobs. I'm telling you, I was too, and then I tried this and it tastes amazing. But we'll just put it as one of the 9 options of meats. Snap it away. Yeah, because this is not seasoned. I didn't get the seasoned one. This is just beef flavored. So like I did. Oh, hi ladies. Hi gals. KK, you're probably the one typing, right? Or is it Trey? Or is it Bunky? But this right here, this imitation beef. Now they do have a real beef one, Monica. They do, and I may get it before y'all get here. But y'all, it is so crazy amazing how you add 1/4 of a cup of this to 1/4 of a cup of boiling water, and that is literally a 1/2 pound of ground beef or wannabe beef. And I have been putting it on pizza lately because I had wannabe beef. It's the wish it was a beef. It's the wish it was a beef. But my point, oh, the Augustin Farms, KK? Some of the most amazing, amazing freeze-dried, dehydrated food you can get. KK, email me on Instagram or on email and I'll tell you more about it. It's great, great, great stuff. And they have so many, like we got the cheese powder stuff too. Now, let me tell you about that. I'm gonna read you one of the recipes. Because Monica, I'm making this, I have 2 options. One of the things I'm making for the nacho bar, and it is cheese dip. Y'all, you can make cheese dip from this. It says flavored. Yeah, it's beef flavored. So it's not like flavored with taco sauce. But I'm saying. Oh, hi, Trey. Trey, you probably have my email and all that stuff. Just email me. But Augustin Farms, you can look them up on Amazon. I'll try to, if Monica, if you can put on, if you can find the link, Monica, to Augustin Farms and drop it in the chat, because I don't want to make my internet upset with me. But this freeze-dried stuff lasts up to 25 years, Trey and Mama, if you don't open it. Now, I have opened it because I've used it. And most of the time they say to use it in a year and 2 years. But what I do with this stuff is that I then section it off into quart jars or pint jars. And then I use my Food Saver vacuum sealer to seal the lid so that lasts for 10 years. So I have like different cans of the cheese powder. Now the cheese powder, you can use so many different ways. Let me tell you, I've used it to make cheesy scalloped potatoes in a jar that will last for 10 years. And I'm going to read you now how to make cheese dip with Augustin Farm cheese blend. It's powder. Y'all see? It's powder. Oh, the other night I made kind of like a knockoff Kraft macaroni and cheese with this too, and it was great. And that's another meal in a jar. Yes, you need to get the cheese powder because you need to, I mean, it's something to have, huh? Especially because you can use it for like crumbled cheese. So when you rehydrate, I'm gonna start off by saying that. Trey and Mama, I'm gonna start off by saying with this. When you rehydrate the powder, because that's what you do for the dehydrated and freeze-dried foods, is basically the water is sucked out of this stuff and then you want to add it back in. It says, get into the light because I'm old and can't see, for a cheese sauce or cheese spread. So it's depending on what you want. There we go, Augustin Farm of the Amazon. Okay, yeah, that works. That link that Monica sent works. Just go to the Augustin Farm page on Amazon. No, don't worry about it, Monica. I'll try to find it. So it's depending on what you want. Cheese sauce, meaning like, do you want to like drizzle it over some broccoli or some nachos or that kind of stuff? Or cheese spread, do you want it as like a cream cheese consistency? It tells you here what to add. So if you, basically, this is going to yield a half a cup of cheese, period. So cheese crumbles or cheese sauce. So, sorry, I said that wrong. It yields a cup. So a half a cup of cheese powder, pour it into a cup. 1 cup of hot water, boiling preferably. Stir it, let it sit, and you have a cheese sauce for broccoli, nachos, that kind of stuff. And the half a cup is a serving. There's 43 of those in here. So meaning you can make 43 nacho batches from this, and this is around $17. But the cheese dip, I lost, oh, there it is. So you want a pint of your diced tomatoes, homegrown, because we all children of the garden in here, okay? So 1 pint of diced tomatoes, juices and all. They recommend using their dehydrated onions. Disclaimer, I did not know they had dehydrated onions. I may be going back on Amazon after this live to buy some. So a cup of the cheese blend powder, a pint of your diced tomatoes, 1/4 of a cup of dehydrated onions, which they recommend Augustin Farms. So do I. A half, well, I think it's an eighth of a pint, a jelly jar of green diced chili peppers, the chiles, and a half a cup of hot water. Stir all that together, let it sit for 10 minutes, and you have a cheese dip that will make you go, so good. Let me catch up on some of these comments. It's a vegetable pretending to be a meat with meat flavor. Yes, but I was the broke and it was cheaper. So I bought the wish it was a. Me too, Monica. Me too. Well, that's good because Cheese dip is amazing. Hi, Deborah. You could also do it on multiple things, put it with rice or any kind of thing, but the Augustin Farm mainly does vegetarian. Now they do have meat, freeze-dried, dehydrated foods, but they mainly do vegetarian. But cheese powder is good to have just as a backup, same as like the butter powder. Even if you have your own cow, it's good to have just in case for the dry months. Nutri-Store is great too, but they's expensive. And Monica, they don't take my food stamps, so I ain't with it. No, you're not. Stop all that. Are you though? Hi, Eric. Yes, y'all. The Blands reached 1,000. Finally. Finally, y'all caught on to what we've all been seeing forever, that they're amazing. So congratulations to y'all. And of course, anything for y'all, Eric, I'm with it. Right? I'm trying to think of how to say this properly, but I may have to personally thank Leanne for telling me about hotspot internet. Thank you, Leanne. I don't know if you watch back replays, but thank you. Of course. You know I love y'all. Love y'all and y'all's football team. But yes, no, y'all go check out Augustin Farms and Nutri-Store. Check out freezer dried foods because it's just good to have, period. Oh, go have dinner, Eric. That's important. Yes, I need me some watch hours, y'all. Help me get some watch hours. Help me. Hotspot on your phone. Yes. So I bought you can see it, a Wi-Fi booster. Thanks to Monica and Eric for recommending that off of Amazon. So Wi-Fi booster, and then I use the Wi-Fi booster to my hotspot, the hotspot to my computer, and the computer to live stream to see if it works. Plus, I'm on a really low resolution and a really high sweat gland. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Trey, T-Mobile doesn't work out here. Let me tell you where I live. Okay, nothing works out here. Verizon barely works out here, and Verizon has like all the hot spots in Georgia, which is where I am. Except this one little 10-acre property. Now, let me tell you, once I drive out of my driveway, I go from 1 bars to 4 bars, like that. Some people say, I'm thinking that, okay, so the woman that sold me this property, her husband died in this property. Hopefully, my camera's not gonna go cray cray on me, but I'm gonna need to like praise throughout up in here because I have a feeling that he's haunting this building and does not want me to be here. And that's why the stuff's not working. I'm just crazy that way, but that's me just talking crazy. Yeah. But my phone does not work inside of the house most of the time to make calls, even though I have 1 bar right now. That's really good for this right here. Y'all, I am sweating. I need to like turn on some air. Right? I need some sage throughout this whole house. Um, but I go from one bar inside the house to I pull out of my driveway, which really, if y'all have watched my videos from the front door to the end of the driveway, it's like 600 feet. It's not that far. Um, I'm up to 4 bars. So that's why, thank you, Tammy. Send him on. Thank you. Have a good life. Go meet Jesus. um, Monica, I actually have, I'm going to look so crazy on YouTube saying this, but I actually have a preacher coming the 15th. Because I am so serious that I had truly, I mean, he's never like been a mean ghost to me, but it's just like internet doesn't work, phone doesn't work. Monica, don't be hating on my bathtub, or I'm gonna make you sleep in that room. Um, but I'm just like, I can't be the only country person that has this internet that doesn't get the internet. Like something has got to be wrong. Yeah, I'm getting the holy man in there, giving it up to Jesus. He's gonna take care of it because I need my phone to work. Because the only other option is me getting a house phone, and nobody does house phones anymore. Like for real. Sherry, pew pew pew. Hello, hello. Sherry, we just talking about getting a preacher in to rebuke this dead man in my house out of my house. I need to look into it again then, Trey, because I remember I looked at it when I first came out here and that T-Mobile didn't service this area. Hi, Generational Homestead. Um, but I may try it. I tried to ask like when um when I'd have like contractors coming over to fix the house, and I'm gonna be doing a full house tour coming up soon. I may do it when Monica comes to visit. Don't know yet, maybe. But when our contractors would come over from the area, I would say, what phone service do you have? What do you use? And most of them were talking about this thing called Cricket, which I have never heard about. Tammy, let me tell you how frustrating it is, especially when you work from home and your income comes from being online. Like, not only am I a YouTuber, but I am a travel agent and I sell 31 bags. Just BTW, go check out. We had our launch party, me and Monica released it today. And all of that involves internet. And all of these homesteaders, I'm like, everybody posts, and somebody's gonna have some good internet. Oh, I do need to call it. So T-Mobile does internet too? Really? See, I am so behind. That's what I get for like not having any cable or internet. Because I haven't even been watching TV, y'all. I haven't been able to watch YouTube to catch up on all y'all's videos. Nothing. It has been terrible. But I have Dish coming out this weekend, so I will have some internet. Tammy, how do you do it? Okay, Nomad Internet I have looked at because I know that's not a monthly thing. You just pay a lot up front. Um, but the bad part is that I signed a 2-year contract with this HughesNet stuff. So to get out of the contract is a lot of money. Yeah. Tammy, that's what I do too. When I go visit my mom, that's when I upload videos for a week. Monica, you so crazy. Okay, and see, Trey, that's what I want to make sure that I have is for schooling. Because for those who don't know, I'm in the process of becoming a foster parent. And my belief for my children, because I want to foster to adopt, is that I will be homeschooling my children. Because I believe that public schools is just not where it's at right now. Now, my mom is a retired public school teacher, and she was an amazing teacher back in the day. All that generation of teachers is long gone. So I want to homeschool my kids. I have a great live with Monica and Eric and Carmen and Nathan and Mike and Chelsea. It's on my YouTube page, and we talked about the benefits of homeschooling. But that's my thing. So really, Trey, that's why I'm trying to get this internet together, is because I've already kind of looked into homeschooling programs that are internet based. So because I still got to work, I just, but I want my kids to be homeschooled, and I want them to live this amazing lifestyle of homesteading, and learn the value of farming and growing your own food, and getting a really good relationship with Jesus and all of that. So that's why I'm giving myself this year to like get it together and get it a rolling with this internet. So I will call T-Mobile and see uh, if they can service internet out here. It's just the bad part is the contract. Yes, I have Verizon, and it's pretty bad too. Tammy, I did not know that. Oh my gosh, we have to talk. See, that's how I bonded so much with Chris from Chris and Larry. I love me some Chris. She's like my spirit animal. She has helped me so much preparing my mind for going into this. And I know I'm going to be like reaching out to her so much during this process. And now to know, Tammy, that you did it, I'm going to be reaching out to you a lot. Bob, we used Bob Jones University. I've heard of that. Let me hold on. Because again, remember I told y'all I'm older. So I'm going to look that up. But yes, to do it, I need good internet. Chris and Larry are our guests tomorrow night. I know. That's why I'm like, please, Lord, the internet, just act right for me. Lord, just let my internet act right for 2 hours. It can be crap for the rest of the day for 2 hours during Bland's Promised Land Ranch live. Thank you, Tammy. I'm gonna be reaching out. And Dale, I did not know that. Oh my, you're not old. Thank you. You're so sweet. Such a good liar. So sweet. Our son, and I did not know that. I love how when I mention this, my friends and family come out and they're like, oh yeah, we did it too. Because I feel like it's a new experience for me and my family. Like my mother has always wanted to be a grandmother. And I mean, of course, Chris and Tara are going to be having kids. Not anytime soon. Don't start any rumors. But I've always wanted to have kids, and I want like a Bland's football team amount of children. I'm waiting for Monica's comment on that. I want a Bland's football team number of children in my 3-bedroom house. Mom makes me research a lot. Yes, because school nowadays, they just give you like basic bacon, which is going to pass you by. diving deeper into certain things, history, example, um, is so good to know. And it's interesting to do some research. Thank you, Andale. I'll be reaching out to you too to ask questions. Well, Monica, the different thing is I don't have to birth those children. I can just adopt. So I can, as you just said, I could probably draft 5 a year and we'll be equal in about 2 years. We will be able to have a guest versus Bland's football tournament. Sorry, I don't know why I found that so funny. Monica, that needs to happen in a couple years when I have the amount of children. If y'all want to see that, press a thumbs up. That's not cheating because I still got to pay a little bit of money. But if y'all would like to see that in a couple years, Bland's versus the guest football tournament. Yes. Click that thumbs up. Is Eric good at sports, Monica? I think I've seen your boys play on some of the videos, but I don't know if Eric was actually good. I am still on LP. I'm rolling with it. While the internet works, we go roll and talk and blab. Trey says they're not sporty people. Oh, okay. Oh, so he was just talking when he didn't know who Auburn was that night. Was he just talking out of the side of his face? Was he trying to throw some shade on my Auburn Tigers, Monica? That night we were talking about football? It's on then. It's on then. Dad and Big Brother are sporty, but not the girls. Trey, y'all aren't into it. Y'all are with it. We just we our family, especially even the girls in our family, are very much into the sports because of the family aspect. Because we were raised on college football, pro football. It was kind of like not even just a football thing, but a family thing. Um, yes, I've been looking into the 4-H here in the town that we live in. He knows Auburn. He throws shade like it's his job. I should have known that. I should have known Eric knew how to throw shade. Okay, see, it's Roll Tide. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think I just got a rash hearing that Roll Tide stuff. Keep forgetting it's a family program. Well, y'all, I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, and my water bottle and my water glass is now empty. So I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you for tuning in to this live. Now that I know I can do it, I will be trying to do it every Wednesday and Saturday, Saturday morning and Wednesday night. Subscribe to know when it's coming. So does my mom, Trey. She loves watching. That's all she does. But y'all, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I love every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. Be blessed. Happy homesteading. Bye, y'all. Oh, and it's hot too. I'm sweating.